Hi friends, it's Becky, and I am ready to open up and organize my Potomac Beads treasure box for November 2024. It is a box of, curated box of beads and findings, and usually there's a little tool inside of it as well. It comes every month. It is a monthly bead subscription, and it is something that is a little bit different from their kit box. They have two different subscriptions. One is the treasure box and the other one is the kit box. And today I actually have both that I can show you today. I love them both actually for different reasons. For the treasure box, I really like being able to challenge myself to be creative, to come up with my own designs, to figure out if the beads work together, and to have that flexibility to, if I want to do macrame with the beads, I can do that. If I want to string beads, I can do that. If I want to do bead weaving with it, I can do that. So I love having that flexibility and having different interesting components that I can put together. But sometimes I don't want to do the work. I don't want to have to come up with a design. I don't want to have to do the math or like try and fit something together bead weaving wise and then it doesn't work and have to pull it all apart and start all over again. So I love a kit for somebody else doing that hard work and putting the beads together and the findings and then giving me a pattern, and then I can just put it together and have fun and relax. And usually my kit thing, I do them when I'm relaxing, when I'm not on camera, when I'm doing all that. I'll usually open up the treasure box and make something on camera with y'all because it's something that I'm coming up with on my own, and you know, maybe somebody else could be inspired by it. The kit box, the projects in these, there will be tutorials online for that already. I don't need to record myself doing them because they're on the Potomac Beads channel, and there's always a video that accompanies the patterns that they put. So let me get all of this squared away. I'm just going to show you the kit box real quick, and then we'll jump over the treasure box, okay? So the kit box is Luminous Festivities. 'Tis the season to come beneath twinkling lights and bask in the warmth of cherished relationship. So we've got 3 different projects in here. You've got the Holy Night Rivoli Star Pendant, Trinity Gathering Bracelet, and the Silver and Gold Cluster Earrings. And it looks like this is the pattern for the Silver and Gold Cluster Earrings, where you make some charms, wrap these together. Looks like we've got head pins that come with this and some wire forms. And let me see what we've got in here. Each of the kits is packaged up separately, and sometimes you get more than what you need in order to create your project. So you'll have extra beads left over for what you're using. Okay, so there's our head pins, and there's our forms. There's some beading wire. Here's some of our other things here. Hold on. Are we... what are we doing with the dragon thread in there? Huh. Interesting. I guess I've got some extra dragon thread in there. Each of these comes with a spool of dragon thread. It's the beading thread that they have at Potomac Beads. Alright, so then we've got the Trinity Gathering Bracelet. That's this one right here. Looks like we are going to be doing some peyote in the round and doing some increases. That is going to be fun to do. And they give you like diagrams and things like that that you can follow that are very easy to follow. But if diagrams aren't your thing and videos are, there is always a tutorial that goes along with these. So that is going to be this one. It's got the bicones and things. And some delicas, some 11-ohs, some 15-ohs, and a clasp. And this is a clasp. It's a box clasp with a little setting that you can glue a cabochon into. And so they included a cabochon to go into this setting on this box clasp. they call that the infinite clasp because there's infinite possibilities for how you can do your clasps. So you get everything that you need for these kits. You get all of the beads, you get the beading thread, you get your clasps, you get your findings, you get your pattern. This is the Holy Night Reveille Star Pendant, and I'm not going to use all of these pearls in here, so I'm definitely going to have some of these left over. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I am going to use all the Reveilles. But yeah, you've got all of the beads that we need for this, all the things, and they'll often give you both gold and silver findings, so that if you prefer gold, you could use those, and if you prefer silver, you can use those. So you have a choice of that when you do that. In fact, actually, I could probably string a necklace with that. But then you've got a pack of needles as well. So that's the kit box. I hadn't had a chance to show y'all what comes in the kit boxes before, because usually it comes after I've opened my treasure box. Not because I had myself a little delay with opening this. It came a little bit later. Now I love the boxes that these come in. They have this magnetic clasp. They're very well made. I store other things in these because if I keep the beads in the box, I'll never use them. But if I store them in one of these organizers so I can actually see the beads, I will definitely use them. So I'm going to be organizing them into here after we open up the box and see what's in it. I also, one of the reasons why I had a delay was because one of the components in the box wasn't there. It was missing. I had an empty bag, and so they sent it right out to me. Excellent customer service. I have never had anything to complain about the customer service from Potomac Beads. So whenever there's a problem, just let them know and they're happy to take care of it for you. Just speaking highly about that. Alright, so this is the theme for this Golden Hour Shadows treasure box. In the golden hour, the sun's final warmth stretches across the landscape, creating a soft glowing light. As the shadows of night deepen, hues of copper, orange, and burgundy gradually give way to grays and blacks. This month's assortment draws inspiration from this magical transition. Soft golden pearls, fiery agate gemstones, and gleaming copper embody the sun's final flourish, while black, chrome, and the bronze gray of the iris duos, ooh, I love it, symbolize the arrival. So we'll get a little list of these here on the other side, but I'm just going to go ahead and open some of these up. We've got a couple of strands of beads. Looks like these are single hole lentils, and then we've got some of these like squished bicones in a green color. Some chain. Alright, I'm just going to go down the list here. We've got these Athena cast metal charms. They are wishbone charms. And they are silver. So that would be a fun thing to make for Thanksgiving. I'm going to start by putting my charms right here in the front of this. It looks like we've also got some eyeglass bands. This is fantastic because I actually got some new eyeglasses. They're this like nice rose gold color, and I bet I could make myself a eyeglass chain with some of these beads. In fact, I think that's going to be one of my first projects, is making myself an eyeglass chain using some of these eyeglass bands. And it looks like we've got, again, both colors of metals to choose from, the gold or the silver. I'm going to put them in here with the charms. Actually, no, let's put them over here next to the charms, because I'm going to have other charms going in there in just a minute. Alright. Thanks. Alright, because we've got these lanterny, these are actually links, they're hollow filigree, and they are this beautiful copper color. Where's my, there it is. Let's get these a little bit closer so you can see how pretty those are. I'm going to stick them in here with those guys. There and happy. We've got some 3x4mm curb chain, and I'm going to take it off of its packaging and put it into this side. Right in here so that it's a little bit easier, because that packaging isn't going to fit in one of these sections. I promise you. Alright, and then we've got some check glass smooth rondelles. These are 3x6mm. What color do they say? Oh, it just says smooth rondelles. That's alright. We will make up a color. How about that? This is like those burgundy colors that were mentioned, but they have the flowy glass with all of the different strands of color going through it. I love that. When you get check glass like that, it's one of my favorite things. Oop. Let's get this guy on here. Right. And we've got the fire agate faceted round. This is 15 inches and it is gold color. Now I'm going to leave this on the strand and just kind of tuck it in there, because with these smaller gemstones, I find it's a lot easier for me to work with them if I work with them from the strand instead of having to dig them out of the little sections in here. So I'm just going to wind it up around my finger and tuck in these ends ish next to that one right there. Alright, now I've got some flat cubes. They are metallic burgundy and they are 6x7mm. They're not really cubes if they're different dimensions, are they? Flat cubes, I guess, because they're cubes that got maybe stepped on. I'm bringing these closer so you can see that metallic dark red color. I'm going to stick them right here in this corner. I love when we get different and fun shapes with our beads. It makes it really fun to create things with. Then we've got our iris duos. These are iris shaped. They have a right and wrong side. One side is rounded, one side is flat. Let's get a couple of these colors out here because it is like a sort of muted metallic zinc iris. Okay. So some of them are more gold colored, some of them are more blue colored, some of them are a little more green colored, I guess. But then with the iris duo, the holes go through the sides like that. These are fun 2-hole beads. I love when we get 2-hole beads to play with. I like getting some seed beads to go with it like these. Get to those in a minute. Alright, and then we have some 18mm check glass beads. These are faceted swirls, so it looks like the faceting. Oh my gosh, look how interesting these beads are. The faceting swirls all the way around like that. How fantastic. And then the glass is kind of like this gray color when it doesn't have the faceting. How cool are these beads, man? Alright, I'm going to set down one of my sections so that I can stick these big chonkers in here, because they are going to go right in there. How cool are those? Oh my goodness. And then we've got some Potomac pearls. These are some of the best glass pearls that I've worked with. Olive gold 4mm. I get a pack of 50. They're all on a strand. I am going to snip this strand and get them into that location. I love this gold. Look at that soft, relaxed gold. It is not one of those orange golds at all. It's not even too yellow. It's more like champagne-y. So many of them. All right. And then we've got some check glass lentil beads. These are Jet Capri Rose. They're 9mm. And I'm just going to snip the end of this so we can take a look at a couple of these next to each other. One side is that jet color, and the other side has this capri finish on them. And they've got the hole up near the top of one side of the lentil. Alright, so here we go with our bicone rondelles? Is that what these are? No, that's not what they are. They don't have a label on them, and I'm trying to figure out what they are from here, or what they're calling them. Okay, so these are probably the check glass rondelles, maybe? Are these ones the faceted ones, or are they smooth? These are smooth, and so are these. Alright, well, it doesn't say what size they are, but these are just little discs. You can see on that side. And they are completely black. So they are the jet color. I'll put these all right up here. This is a fairly long strand too, so there's a lot of them. They will probably work really great between a lot of these beads, I think. And then, yep, these will have to be the bicone rondelles. So they're like the squished bicones. And it looks like they are hyacinth color. That's that bright orange. Glass color. It's definitely fall colors in here. Burgundies and oranges and golds. And then we've got some cooler colors with the grays and blacks. It's wonderful there. And then we've got our check flower beads. They are 7mm flowers. And it looks like they are a copper wash on, is that alabaster with a copper wash? It might. Stick them there. And this section I'm going to put down because I'm going to stick my Miyuki seed beads. They are metallic pale gold. They are 11O seed beads. And let me just, oh, they're Azuki, not Miyuki. Okay, I just saw the Uki. See? I just see the Uki. Alright, and so these are the 11O seed beads. I will get them put back in here. But that way I can put this little tube in here and have it be right here with everybody. I've only got a couple more things in here. Like I said, we usually get, in addition to the beads, we'll get a tool. The eyeglass holders are not tools, they are findings. So we'll get some of those as well. Like the chain. I'll get these Azuki. Let's see, beads in here. I mean, I can be forgiven for assuming that it was Miyuki if there's just an uki on the end. Anyway, let's move on. Check glass petal beads, purple. This is so cool. It looks black to me, but I guess it is purple. Hold it up to the light and see. That's got to be a real dark purple. That is really cool. I love the table cut. I love the frosted sides. I love the swirl inside with the dark, dark purple. And it looks like we've got a hole from the fat bottom to the skinny top of these beads. And I'm just going to set them in here next to the seed beads because we've got plenty of room right there for all of our big fat beads. And here's our tool. It is slip and snip needle nose scissors. So these are useful. Let's see how well they do. Oh, that cuts pretty well there. Let me see how well they cut some beading thread. This is some dragon thread that I was using in a different project. Ooh, that is a nice clean cut. Useful. And usually they'll let you take folding scissors on planes. Check with your local flight people before you take my advice on that. But often you can bring those on planes with you or something. They're great for traveling. They're great to keep in a travel bag. I actually am really happy we got these. That is fantastic. What a useful tool. I love that. All right, so there we go. These are our golden hour shadows. Usually what I'll do with this is I'll just fold up the side and keep this with my box. There we go. Because I can just lay it on top and still close the lid. That way I'll know what it is I am working with when I do that. So here we go. Potomac Beads treasure box for November. This is a fantastic box full of fall colors. Just absolutely the fall color thing. I am probably going to be doing a beaded chain, or sorry, not beaded chain, I mean it might be beaded chain. I'll be doing an eyeglass chain with these, I think. Actually, with the color of these would look really great with that. Come on, focus, friends. Do you see that? These little guys, I bet they would look really good next to that. So I could probably see me having some of these, maybe some of these, a couple of these guys maybe. Maybe some of these along. I'm just sort of playing around with the beads right now. I'm inspired. And yeah, we'll do some eyeglass chains for my new glasses. I think that will be one of the projects I work on this week. All right, I will put the link in the description below to Potomac Beads. Again, I really enjoy both of the kit, both of the subscriptions that I subscribe to, the kit box and the treasure box. And again, I'll put links to that in the description below. Oh, one more item. The item that I was actually waiting to show you. I absolutely forgot. Why did I forget? It was these laser cut pumpkin wood forms. I went ahead and removed the protective cover on the front and the back for this. But look how pretty that is. I'm actually thinking about getting out some of my paints and maybe painting this. I think that would be really fun to do. And it's just a little charm. It's just a little pumpkin charm. It's very charming and pumpkin-y and delightful like that. And then this other one, I just wanted to show you that if you get it and you're like, what is this? There's a film all you have to do for the front of it is just take your fingernail and just do a gentle scrape. You don't have to scrape really hard, but the film on the front will come off in little bits and pieces like this. I definitely wanted to show you guys this. I am sorry that I started wrapping up before we got to this. I waited to show you this part. But yeah, so there we go. Let's get all of these bits off of there, and that reveals all of that pretty gorgeous design. And then there's the film on the back side too. And you could probably put a protective sealant over this as well, maybe after you've painted it, or if you want to stain it, you could do that, because they're wood forms, so you could do a lot of things to it afterward. It's nice that they don't put a sealant on it, so if you wanted to paint it, you could. I love that wood grain on the back. But yeah, isn't that pretty? It is a really, really pretty design on that. But yeah, I think I'm going to paint these. What color? I don't know, but when we do, I will do it on camera so you can see what I'm doing with that. All right, now I've got them where I want them. Now we'll wrap up. This was the Potomac Beads Treasure Box Treasure Edition. And I'm really glad that I got a chance to share the kit box with y'all. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And if you want to jump over to Potomac Beads and take a look at these, even if you're not a subscriber, you might check out some of the other things that they've done with the woodcut, laser cut forms that they're doing, because they've got some really cute things that they have made and created there. Anyway, hope you're having a fantastic week. I'll talk with you later. Happy beading.